What's up, guys? My name's TB, and today we're here to talk about SAO Season 3, Episode 5, Sea Turtle. Okay, the beginning of this episode is very interesting because it seems like for the remainder of this episode, the focus is Asuna, in the real world. We're not inside the underworld anymore, we're not focused on Kirito and Yujiro. Now it's Asuna. And this is something that I feel like needed to happen very early on, so I'm glad that it happened, within the first couple episodes. Because we go from underworld to the real world to the underworld, and it's like we need to know what's going on in both worlds, because this man did get attacked, by this laughing coffin member, the last one, the guy who was pretending to be Def Gun. He got hit with it looked like poison. We still don't know exactly what it was, but it managed to stop this dude's heart for over 5 minutes, and it's crazy. I like the comparison that we see from Asuna's perspective of what was happening when they got attacked. You see the battle that was going on when they were in SAO, and back then he had like a poison or some kind of status effect weapon too, and he was trying to attack Asuna, and Kirito beat the crap out of him. And in real life he did the same thing. He was trying to attack both of them, and he protected Asuna, and he didn't, it was kind of like a mutual, they took each other out basically. He took him out with his umbrella and he took him out with the poison. I'm sure Kirito was in worse shape than this dude is. But you see her afterwards, they are in the hospital. My dude's in the hospital. They're waiting there. Kirito's sister and her mom shows up eventually, and the doctor's like, yeah, this guy, he's lucky to be alive. The poison or whatever this man injected with him made his heart stop for over 5 minutes. There's gonna be some brain damage. He may have some motor skills damage. He's gonna be affected in one way or another, because he's been out for such a long time. Most people would be considered dead if their heart wasn't beating for over 5 minutes, but he's good, he's stable, he's alive, which is important, because otherwise how would he be able to do anything within the world? And they say he might not ever wake up again. Obviously he's Kirito, so he'll probably wake up again, but that's what the doctor says. That's his description of what's going on here. He should know, so he's a doctor. Kaiba Jr. shows up on the scene. I know that's not his name, but it basically might as well be with what he's trying to do with Raph. He shows up and he's like, where's Kirito's parents? I would like to speak to his parents. Of course he would like to speak to his parents, because now that Kirito's in the position where he can't think or say anything for himself, he wants to go to the next person who's able to, vouch for them. He convinces them all, or more like his sister and his mom, that the best care and everything that he needs will be in this specific hospital. If only you take him there, he'll receive the best care that he can possibly get. So obviously they agree, and they transfer his body to this hospital that they say that he's gonna be at. But when Asuna and Kirito's sister show up to the hospital, they want to visit him to see how he's doing. The girl's like, let me check with my supervisors, and they don't allow them to see him under some sort of reasoning, like the equipment that they're working with is highly sensitive and it's super top secret, so until he gets better, no one's allowed to see him. And then Asuna chills with her little group there. She's got Sinon, she's got Suguya. They're all there in Elfheim, it looks like. For some reason, whenever they have a meeting, it's got to be in Elfheim. I don't know why. Or in GGO. It can't just be in real life, like at a coffee shop, like in the first episode. It's got to be in Elfheim. And they have this whole entire conversation. And basically, Sinon and Asuna, they catch everyone up on the soul transfer, device thing. The whole entire thing that they described in the second half of the first episode, yeah, they catch everybody up on what that is, and they all agree that this is funny. They even try to contact, Kaiba Jr., and they're like he's not answering his emails, he's not answering his phone, he's just being super ultra shady right now. After talking for a little bit, Sinon talks to Asuna, and she's like, is there a way we can find out where Kirito is? Asuna still has that heart sensor, that heart monitor on her phone that she showed us in the first episode. She says Yui should try to find out where the last location of the heart monitor was, and she's able to do that, since she's Data, and they're able to see her since they're in Alfheim right now, but later they see her in real life, and I was wondering how they were able to. I'll discuss that when we get to it. But basically, she has 3 last known locations of where the heart monitor was actually being connected to Kirito, and they were able to pinpoint where he was at some point, because they did transfer him. He was in a hospital, but he wasn't in the one that they're saying he's currently in. Fast forward a couple hours, Klein, my boy Klein, gets some screen time. Good for him. He's able to drive them around to where they need to go. They split into two groups. One goes to Roppongi to go check out to see what Raph is doing there, and the other one they go to the other location, because out of the three locations, there's only two that they haven't been to yet. Obviously, one is the hospital. He's not there for sure because they're not letting him see him. The other one's Roppongi, and the other one's by this like dock place where there's supposed to be boats and stuff like that. They split up. The group that goes to Roppongi gets like no information whatsoever. It's like high quality, high top secret, security over there. They're not letting them through. And the group that goes to the boardwalk or the docks or whatever, they don't find anything there either. Yui, after searching the cameras, she seems to think that they took him by helicopter. That's the only thing that showed up around that area. And then she says it's possible that they took him overseas. And this gets Asuna a little bit upset because she's like, oh, if they took him that far away, there's no way we'll be able to follow them. There's nothing that we can do. And Yui's like, no, actually, there's something that we can do. We could try to track anybody who's connected to, to Raph, to the development of the soul transfer device that they've been going on so far. So Asuna asks Suguya, Kirito's sister, is there any information that he told you about like the job that he's taking? And there actually was some information that Kirito told her about the job that he was currently taking with Raph before he got bodied by this laughing, coughing member. And it was about this woman who was working on the project with Kaiba Jr. and Kaiba himself. Rinko Kojiro, and Asuna just sends her an email like low-key. She didn't do anything really persuasive. She doesn't like go on her Men in Black status. She doesn't try to be like friggin' 007. Like, she just does something really normal. She sends her an email, just not that much effort, just to see, I guess, what sort of reaction she would get, or if she would get a reply or anything like that. We get to see a cool little scene with her and Kaiba. It seems like they were lovers, or maybe like they were partners. They were more than just like, associates working on, the VR game and SAO and stuff like that. They were scientists, so they were working on a lot of stuff together, right? But it seems like they were partners, at least from her perspective. You see a little bit of his like intuition and what what his thoughts were when he was trying to come up with SAO and Ironclad and stuff like that. That's a pretty cool flashback, since it's her flashback. It's not something that we've seen before, but it's a little bit more of an insight into the type of man that he was. She answers the email that Asuna sent her, and literally the next scene, they're on their way to the turtle. They're on their way to the middle of the sea, and Asuna obviously contacted her. She got in contact with her, and the moment that we see this blonde-haired girl that's with Rinko, I know that that's her. Like, who else could it be? It's very obvious that was Asuna, and she was being in disguise. They take them in. They go through security. It's no big deal. Asuna takes off her glasses because she has sunglasses on. And they're able to get into, the main facility, the main place where Raph is, and obviously Kirito is. And the first thing that I noticed when we go in here, that's the underworld. That's the underworld. Like, you see the background and everything there. It looks like it's like on a big screen. They're watching everything that's going on right now. So like, they know what's going on with Kirito, Yu-Gi-Oh, and everyone in the game. They're keeping track of that stuff. And then Asuna, she takes off her wig, she takes off her sunglasses. She's like, it's me, what's up? Like, I was able to find you. And then he gets upset. He's like, oh, you had to go through all the security, this and that, in order for you to get in here. She's like, yeah, they looked at my face, they scrutinized me, they did whatever they had to do to like make sure that I was who I said I was. But I'm guessing Yui was able to get her through the security. She replaced her face with the actual person's face that was supposed to be getting in there. And one thing that I was questioning, but I actually found out, I'm glad that they explained this, otherwise plot hole. Why was she so willing to answer Asuna's email like so quickly, right away, without even questioning if anything that she was saying was true? It's because after Kirito beat SAO, he went to her and said, hey, I saw Kaiba in the game at the end, and he gave me the seed, the world seed, the thing that we saw at the end of the first season of SAO that was able to make so many other games, and it was able to re-simulate the Ironclad, like the game itself. You know, obviously without the you die in the game, you die in real life sort of a deal, which is why they're able to go back and even play. And even other games like GGO exist, and Elfheim Online exists because of the seed. And she has a conversation with him, so she remembers who Kirito is and what he did. He could have destroyed the seed, but he didn't. So because she is somewhat related or somewhat connected to Kirito and SAO and Kaiba, she's willing to help Asuna out. She doesn't just do it for no reason, which I'm really glad that they explain that, because otherwise it's like, do you normally just answer emails from people saying that this is some situation that they're going through? It seems like she had a lot going on at the time too. So she was willing to put whatever crap she had on the side to help Asuna out. And at the end of the episode, Asuna is like, yo, where is Kirito? I did all this crap to come see him. He better be here. What are you doing with him? It was a good episode. It doesn't further the story or the plot of what's going on in the underworld, but I feel like everything that happened in this episode was important for us to get a perspective on how people are dealing with him being in the hospital on the outside. As long as they continue to show us what's going on the outside and on the inside of the game, I feel like we're doing pretty good here. We're doing pretty good. I like where the show is headed right now. There's only little things here and there that I ever had to comment about that I think is bad or whatever. So, what did you guys think of this episode? What did you guys think of my review? I hope that you share your thoughts, your feelings in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys next week. Have a good day.